Saraydarian. I am the founder and president of TSG Foundation. From all of us at TSG, we wish you and your family and your loved ones a most joyful and blessed Christmas and New Year. Today I would like to share with you some of my favorite writings taken from a book called Teachings of Christ, Volume 1, The Birth of Christ. This is a beautiful book to read at this time, before and during and after Christmas. It has 32 chapters of magnificent information, opening one layer after layer about the deeper meaning of Christ and the birth of Christ. At this time, we all get caught up in the materialism and the disgust that we have with materialism in the holiday period. So instead of succumbing to that sadness and grief, or materialism or loneliness, pick up a book and read it. Focus on some of these words and meditations and uplift yourself, because there's a deeper meaning to Christmas, and that is giving birth to the Christ within you, that birth within you that is so important. So it's a symbolic event on a minor scale and also in a major way all over the world. Remember, that means so much more on deeper layers. So before we start, I'd like us to do a beautiful visualization taken from pages 228 to 229 of this volume, Teaching of Christ, Volume 1. And I think you'll like it. So close your eyes and relax and put a nice smile on your face, all right? And focus your mind, forget about anything that's going on in your life. Imagine a big star in the sky. And let a beam of light start coming to your forehead. And repeat after me. May the light of God purify my mind. Now see the light working in your mental plane, cleansing and purifying it. If you find 2 or 3 things that you want to throw out, do it. You will feel a tremendous release and energy if you get them out. Now visualize the mental sphere like a white cloud around you, pure and clean. Now repeat after me. May the love of God purify my heart. And see the love coming from that star and filling your chest and purifying and cleaning your heart of any grief, any hatred, any disgust that you have. Let it go out. May the love of God purify my heart. Let everything against love evaporate. Feel that your heart, like a chalice, is receiving that divine love. Now repeat after me. May the energy of God purify my body. See that your body is healing itself, energizing itself, and if you have any uncomfortable places, let them disappear and let God heal you. Now look at your mind again, pure white clouds surrounding you. And your heart's aura is gold, pure gold. And the aura of your body is pure violet. So surround yourself with white, gold, and violet. Now see the light again, pure light, and then see the gold and the violet. Take a deep breath and exhale. You can do this visualization anytime. It's beautiful and it's healing. Do it just like I read it here and see how it will energize you and heal you. Now it is very important, it says here, that systematically you use the law of renewal. This is a time of renewal. It is a time when we go deep inside of us and renew what we are really all about. How are you going to renew yourself? You are going to think in new ways. You are going to think in new dimensions, in new ideas and thoughts. So you're going to open your mind and think in new ways. You're going to act in different ways, and you are going to renew yourself. When you stand tomorrow in front of your mirror, you are going to see a new person. So it's very important during the time of Christmas not to just let the material part get you down. Yes, it is wonderful to give gifts and make wonderful food and have parties and share it with your family and loved ones. But go deep inside of yourself at this time and give yourself that gift of renewal. That is the best thing that you can give yourself. The whole message of Christ was nothing else but continuous transformation of life toward renewal. You see, that's why we celebrate Christ, the birth of Christ, every year, because we need to renew ourselves every year. We tend to forget. So it is that time when we let the divine self inside of us come out and express itself in all ways. Christ was called the new man, and he said to make ourselves new by letting the old go. Forgive and forget, and let the old go. That is the law of renewal that Christ brought, and this is what we need to talk about. What will happen if you change yourself? If you change yourself, you change the life. This is so important. So don't give up and get distressed at this time and say how horrible everybody is and how horrible life is and all the commercialism. No, change yourself instead. Take yourself into a new spiritual level, renew yourself from inside out, and see how you are going to be a different person. Give birth to who you are truly inside. That is what is going to happen as you change your life, you change yourself, and everybody else will change around you. Now look at what Torkom says at the bottom of page 232. When I am emphasizing Christ, he says, don't think that I am turning my mind away from Buddha or Krishna or Zoroaster or Moses or Muhammad. Isn't that beautiful? He is all-inclusive. They are all brothers, a great chain of servers, a collective group. This is the teaching of the ageless wisdom. They are like a prism radiating the light of God into the world, and they are closer than we think. So on the inner planes, these great ones are one. They are not exclusive of each other. They are all one. They come from the one. So Christ came to make us perfect by renewing ourselves continuously. So what are some of the things he gave us? And in this chapter, it is 8 energies of Christ that are discussed. Let me just talk about some of them. If suddenly, by the grace of something, you become a doctor instead of working for it, it is so beautiful. So according to your knowledge and our belief, my experience, Christ was the flower of 10 million ages of striving. So when you strive and you renew yourself, you are on the path just as Christ was. And he set the standard for us, the path for us. All the saints and great ones do that for us. So when we celebrate Christ, we are and Christmas, we are celebrating the time of renewal. So what is that first energy that we are going to think about at this time that Christ brought for us? The first energy that Christ brought for us was the energy of sharing. And it is so beautiful to share. It is not good if you have healing powers and you don't heal, if you have money and you don't give, if you have talents and you don't express it, if you have great speaking abilities and you don't speak and share and help other people, if you have any talents, anything inside of you or material, share them with others, because that's how they will multiply. So that's the first gift that Christ gave us, is the power of sharing. The second energy that Christ brought is the energy of gratitude. It is so important at this time, instead of complaining again, is to take time to be grateful. Be grateful for every little thing that is in your life, even the conflicts, even the heartaches. Be grateful for the sense of loneliness you have, because that will compel you to seek answers to your deepest questions. Don't be ungrateful. When you are ungrateful, it means that darkness is working in you, that you are closing yourself down. What is there to be grateful for? The air that you breathe, the water that you drink, the food that you eat, the friends that you have. And if you don't have the friends that you want, go out and make them and become the best friend that you can be. We need to retreat ourselves at this time and see if you can find something inside of you that you can be grateful for. It is so important to sit and say, I am grateful, Lord, for everything. Now, there is another beautiful energy that comes from Christ at this time, and it is the energy of peace. Christ said, my peace I give to you. What is that peace? For me, that peace is knowing that I am on the right path, that I am fulfilling what is in my heart, what makes me happy every day, so that whenever there are conflicts and issues in my life, I have peace in knowing that I am on the right path. So work for peace, do something that is peaceful. If you have conflicts, resolve them, and become peaceful inside of yourself. That is the most important thing that you can do. What is the next thing? The fourth energy is so beautiful, and is the energy of forgiveness. I find that the most compelling and most powerful energy in the world. If you forgive, your love will increase. Your divine, immortal love will increase. Sit down in the next few days and find out, what are you still holding in your heart that is still giving you pain, that is still giving you misery, that you still think, I should have done it this way or that way. Or if you find yourself, you are still blaming. Anyone that you are blaming, including yourself, you are going to find that it is a material that lacks forgiveness. So forgive. This is a beautiful time of the year to just forgive and let go. And let it go so that you are not stuck in that old wound anymore. And the next thing that follows after that is the energy of renunciation. This is very, very important. Renunciation is very heavy. For example, if you are showing off, or if you are forcing yourself on others, you are worshiping your ego. Do you understand what I am saying? That is not self-renunciation. If you are forcing your viewpoints, forcing your manners, forcing your thoughts, forcing your emotions, forcing your beliefs, forcing your doctrines, forcing your traditions, you are not renouncing. You are going to renounce from your selfish ego, your own opinions and ideas. And you know, this is very difficult at this time, because we are digitally connected to everyone and everybody has an opinion. Well, it is really important now to just put that aside and see if you can make yourself a little more universal, a little more open, a little more tolerant, and see the life bigger and as a whole. You're going to be much happier if you can do that. The next energy of Christ that I really love is the energy of decision. This is so important, that when you decide at this time during Christmas what you are going to do and not do, stick to it. See if you can decide. What are some of the things that you can decide? For example, you're going to meditate. Don't say you are going to meditate for 5 hours or read 50 books this next year. Say, I'm going to meditate every day for 10 minutes. I'm going to read and understand for 10 minutes a day, every day, no matter what happens. It is really interesting to find how many people can't even put 10 minutes aside for their spiritual self. Look what it says here on page 247. The deciding one is your spirit, not your physical body. Your body must not decide, you must decide. Your emotional body must not decide, you must decide. Your thoughts must not decide, you must decide. If you can find this, you are really on the path of Christ. When I look at people and talk to people when they make goals and plans and decisions at the end of the year, why is it that they give it up by the 2nd or 3rd week of January? Most of it is out the window. Why is that? It is because their bodies made the decisions, not themselves. So you are going to say, how do I make the decision myself? What are you not doing in your life that you need to be doing? I find people so busy with their work and their duties and responsibilities that they forget the most important things in their life, to take care of themselves. They eat anything, they don't exercise, they don't meditate, they don't take time for themselves. Well, my message to you is, you decide. Take it from inside of you, and what is the most important. You will see that the years go by quickly. Pretty soon it's 10 years after, 20 years after, and you're older, and you wonder where time went. What happened to all the things that you wanted to do in your life that you never had time for? You know, work is always going to be there. Duties and responsibilities will always be there. But you're not always going to have time to take and meditate, study, and enrich your soul and your spirit and become your true self. So when you make a decision, it is you who is making that decision. So who is making the decision? The decision is made by your innermost self, the spirit within you. When that decision is imposed upon your physical, emotional, or mental nature, you become a cause and not effect. Do you understand that? That is very, very important. So you are not going to be in the hands of your bodies. You are going to put your bodies into your own hands, your own spirit, your own soul. That is who is going to make the decision. And how are you going to do that? By self-discipline. This is one of the most important teachings, Torkom says, of Christ, and that is self-discipline. You are going to be your own boss and discipline your food, discipline your sex, discipline your sleep, discipline your pleasures and entertainments. Discipline means to be in harmony with your innermost self. That's really important. We think discipline is something that's imposed on us from the outside, but it is to be in harmony with what you are on the inside. And that is so important for you. The next one, the 8th one, is very, very important. It fits right in with all the other gifts and energies of Christ, and that is the 8th energy is one of the greatest tests for humanity, for every disciple, for everybody that is on the path. This test comes, and you'll see how it comes. It is the test of the most essential, and you will see as soon as you make a decision this month and next month, you will find that all the non-essentials in life will come up and challenge you. Everything will challenge you, that's guaranteed. And you're going to find through that the most graceful, the most beautiful way to stay on the most essential. What is the most essential thing that you need to do next year? What is the most essential thing that you have to do in the next 5 years, 10 years? Put everything aside and think about that. At the end of the day, at the end of your life, or 10 or 20 years from now, if you're younger, you're going to say, what is the most essential thing that I need to do, or I should have done, so that I could feel fantastic about myself today? What happens secretly because of these energies? Listen to this. Sharing, gratitude, peace, forgiveness, open the petals of the heart. These are so important. They open the petals of your heart. So these gifts that Christ gave us first open the petals of our heart. Again, sharing, gratitude, peace, and forgiveness. Open the petals of your heart. It's so beautiful. If you want your heart to be open, if you want to be able to love and let go of the old that doesn't make any difference anymore, the gift I want to give you is to learn how to share gratitude, be peaceful and forgiving. Now, renunciation, what does that do? It opens your head centers. When you renounce and let go of your ego and your vanity and your illusions and glamours and deceptions, what happens? Your head is free to be who you are. It'll guide you to where you want to go, and it will create tremendous energy for you. When the next one, the next gift of Christ, decision. What does decision do? When you decide, it opens your throat center. Anytime you make a right decision, your throat center opens. And when you make that right decision, it means you speak with fittingness, goal fittingness, with right speech. And when you express yourself through your throat center, it is beautiful, and it is exactly what you want it to do. But it comes from, first of all, deciding what it is that you want in your life. Self-discipline. The discipline that you are going to put on yourself opens the base of spine center. And if you know about that center, you will know that when you make a decision, all the energy in your body will fulfill whatever you want. You won't be going zigging and zagging in life. You will release that energy toward its goal. It's very, very beautiful, and there's a lot of esoteric information in these that you can think about. The most important is the chalice, or the lotus. The lotus with its 12 petals starts to open when you choose the most essential. That is so beautiful, and I was thinking about that. When you meditate on meaning and content and what is the wisdom telling me, you are finding the most essential in life, the wisdom in life, and you are building your chalice with that most essential. Think about what this means. We don't have time here to discuss each of these points in details, but I wanted to give you a brief and short and thoughtful gift today. And the way we celebrate Christmas every year is an example of our progress. Do you see that? You are going to bring back the real value of Christmas in your life. Christmas is not about how much money you can send, how much money you can spend, how many boxes of gifts you can get from people or give to people. Although that is all good, the real value of Christmas is to find the purpose of your life and let Christ, the inner Christ, the blessed one, the anointed one, be born into your life. That is how you're going to celebrate Christmas, and every year when you keep these goals, you are going to find that every year you will celebrate Christmas in a deeper and more beautiful way, and you will be an example for people around you of how to be a graceful, beautiful, and mature human being. So I wanted to share these with you. I hope you share this with other people, and that you have a wonderful, blessed Christmas where you take a little time and you set the goals for your life to give birth to the Christ within you. Merry Christmas.